Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, your retired librarian turned homeschool mom. And in this video we're going to look at Casper the Friendly Ghost. We can get out, this is 90s. The 1995 Christina Ricci, Bill Pullman, Eric Idle, and Cathy Moriarty film with a cameo by Devon Sawa, who plays the human Casper. So I was unfamiliar with this. I saw this film. It's 95. I'm kind of middle school, late. I'm what you would call a tween now. Tween then, though that term did not exist. Again, 90s. So I was about, I think, 95. I was 11. So I was very much into this type of film. Christina Ricci was one of my favorite actresses. She still actually is. That has not changed. Devon Sawa hasn't done much. Bill Pullman's a great actor. So, is he still around? Might be, as far as I know. Do a quick check on that. It wasn't him who died last year. Yes, he's still around. Yeah, because there's nothing written on his death. So, back to the film. So, the basic premise of this story. Now, the character Casper has been around. He was in various shorts, cartoons, comic book strips for a while. There was no cohesive story whatsoever. So Universal decides to make a live action film. Christina Ricci was very, very big during this time period. So she did the Addams Family movie. She was in Now and Then, I think was another big film. She was in this. She was also in another film called, I can't remember it. She partnered with Anna Klumsky from the My Girl films. Another film that I enjoyed. I may review it if I can find it. It's still in publication. You can still find it because it was one of my favorites. But back to this slightly spooky film. Now, on the scary side, it's iffy. There's a little bit of humor here that's kind of gross, but it's geared toward that tween age. High school students might enjoy it. Little kids maybe enjoy it. It might be a little scarier for them, depending on their scare level. And parents, you know that. So, and the parents would probably enjoy it, particularly. It's a 90s film, so people in their 30s and 40s are going to remember this, because this was our time period. We were young in this time period. So it came. It actually wasn't released around Halloween. It was released in May 26, 1995, which is odd because this is kind of a Halloween-y film. Apparently had good visual effects. It was mixed reviews. So, let's see. Film earned $287.9 million, and went on a $55 million budget, so it made money, and apparently was criticized for its dark story and humor. Yeah, there's a little bit of dark humor here. So essentially the first part of the story is a father and a daughter who are brought to this home. This woman by the name of Catterton. She is a spoiled heiress. She inherits this Whipstaff Manor, which is haunted. So basically she wants to, tear it down, destroy it, clean it up, but again, it's haunted, and she can't get anybody. She calls everybody. She calls priests. She calls Ghostbusters, and yes, there's a cameo here by, why can't I remember one of the actors? The main Ghostbuster. Here, I'll scroll down to the pen because I cannot remember his name. Dan Aykroyd. So, literally as his character from Ghostbusters. He's like, you don't call us. So, she's irritated. So she calls this Bill Pullman's character, who's trying to summon the dead and dragging his daughter, Kate, all around the country. Essentially, his wife dies, and he wants to try to speak to her from beyond the grave. So this is his mourning process, and it's driving his daughter crazy because she keeps being dragged from town to town and grabbed all her stuff is packed up because he wants to talk to his dead wife. So that's the main premise. They show up trying to figure out what's going on in this house. And they meet Casper, who is a friendly ghost. He's a ghost of a 12-year-old boy who died many, many years ago. I don't think it says. Essentially, he went out with his sled and I believe he died of hypothermia is the background. His father, he died. He basically, all he remembers is he recognizes an old wooden sled that his father bought him, and he remembers playing outside and catching a severe cold, and he died of pneumonia. So we don't know when. So basically it reveals that Casper's father was declared legally insane after he built a machine, the Lazarus, which he claimed could bring the dead back to life. So Casper is originally they're gonna try to find a way to help basically bring Casper back to life. But there's 3 other ghosts who somehow, I don't think it's explained, live in the house. And they're tormenting the family. There's the ones who are actually haunting the family. It doesn't explain where they come from. So and essentially it's part of them is haunting the house, and and Kat's relationship with Casper and her struggling through school, typical teen who's been misplaced incessantly and then mourning her mother. And that's kind of it's a bit in her arguing with her father and trying to adapt to life and being a teen and dealing with this ghost and essentially what happens. That's most of the movie. And then you have the ghosts harassing the 2 people who want to destroy things because spoiled brat and her, or whether it's her husband or her lawyer or something. Can't remember what Eric Idle plays in this, and he was part of the very well-known British comedy troupe that I cannot remember at this moment. They did various movies, including A Hunt for a Holy Grail and a few other things. Why on earth I'm blanking on them right now. I will get back to that. But essentially the 3 ghosts accidentally kill Kat's father, and they use the magic to bring him back to life. And there was only one. So Casper is stuck as a ghost, though it ends that through magic and essentially an angel, aka Kat's mother, he gets a brief time because they're throwing a huge party. She wants to throw a huge Halloween party at the house. So Kat does that to impress people. And the bullies are scared because of course they are, because that's the type of movie this is. There's always bullies that are always creepy and they always basically get terrified and run off. But essentially Casper gets to be human briefly because he's turned back to his human form by Kat's mother, sorry. And he gets to dance to her for one last time before he turns back into a ghost. So you have the cameo by Devon Sawa, who was a very big star, particularly a tween idol at that time. This is his, I think, 2nd film with Christina Ricci. They kiss in both, which I think slightly irritated the adult actress who played her character in Now and Then, because that's where he was in it, because it was the adult character who plays her opposite is Rosie O'Donnell, who wanted her to be a lesbian, but it was the early to mid 90s, so we weren't there yet. It wouldn't have been a family film, but again, that's another movie. So, and that's kind of how it ends, which is slightly depressing because, Casper is still a ghost. Kat's mother talks to her husband and said, knock it off. Basically, so stop trying to summon me. I'm fine. I didn't have any business to take care of, so I didn't need to come back. I don't know what Casper's business is. It doesn't really explain. It doesn't explain the 3 other ghosts' business either. But that's essentially how it ends. Not sure what it is. I don't think it kind of ends open-endedly. The 2 evil people turn into ghosts and have no unfinished business, so off they go to wherever they're going to go. That's kind of, and that's almost how it ends. Yeah. Apparently, yes, the ghostly trio kept their promise. They found, oh, that's what it is. The ghostly trio with the, her father did something, I think it had something to do with drinking, did things for her. They would go back and find his wife, which they did. Apparently the clock striking 10 is when things end. So Casper kisses Cat and turns back into a ghost and scares the crap out of everybody. And Cat is impressed with the party. And apparently James says it's not over, and then ghostly trio's playing. And then it ends. So there's really an open ending. We don't know what's going on with Casper or what's going to happen with Cat. But it's still a light, fun film. It's very much it's very nostalgia for people in my age range who were teens and tweens in the mid to late 90s. So otherwise, it's just kind of, it's a fun 90s film. Yes, it's quirky. Yes, it's kind of probably lame to kids these days, but it's a fun watch. I would definitely recommend it to kids. It's entertaining. It'll make the parents smile if they're around my age, and I'm in my late 30s. So it's Christina Ricci's still a fantastic actress, and Bill Pullman's fantastic. Eric Idle, who is also a good actor. I think pretty much everybody in this is very, very good. And why on earth can I not remember who Eric Idle was in? Monty Python. There it is. I'm not sure if he's still alive. He might have passed. I'm going to do a quick double check. I think he passed. He may still be around. Let's see. I'll scroll down his Wikipedia page. Let's see. No? Yep, no, he's still alive. Some of them have died. But it's a fun, lighthearted, kind of, depending on your kid. The real little ones aren't going to have any interest in this. This is very much geared toward that mid-teen, tween era. So somewhere between, this is literally targeted at kids between maybe the ages of no younger than about 8 and probably no older than about 16. And the parents who just kind of want to smile at this because it was our childhood, it was our teenhood. It was something we enjoyed and it was fun. And that's the bottom line with this. It's just fun. It's goofy, it's quirky. There's a little bit of garbage and potty humor in this as a warning. But otherwise, it's fun, it's wholesome. It's something you can watch with a whole family. Older teens will roll their eyes at it. Younger ones aren't going to get half of it and are probably going to, particularly if they're boys or even other girls, not like the whole kissing thing, which happens at the very end, and the mild romance. But otherwise, that's literally one of the last scenes. So otherwise, it's just fun. It's a fun film to watch around Halloween if you don't want something too in-depth and too scary. So and that's very much what it is. I would recommend it. I'd probably show it to my kid, depending on how old she might get irritated. I don't think my husband would want to watch this because when this film came out, he's about 4 years older than me. And I don't think he would enjoy this. He enjoys the potty humor. He's fond of Dumb and Dumber, which I will not watch. So, but it might be something we would watch with the kids. It's definitely something fun and family friendly and not scary. So at least not in the most part. Again, there's some dark elements, but not many. Again, it fits with that target audience. It definitely fits with that target audience, which with the throwing in of Devon Sawa, who was a heartthrob at the time, along with Jonathan Taylor Thomas and Macaulay Culkin. Those were the three. Oddly enough, all blonde boys. Those were the heartthrobs that I remember back then. I'm sure there were dozens of more, particularly as I got a little bit older. But And I may mention various ones when I remember them. Again, this was a long time ago. I'm in my late 30s. This is a very old film. It makes me feel very old and nostalgia. But again, it's fun. So if you're looking for something to watch on Halloween that's not really scary, that's family friendly, that's kind of pointless. You're not going to learn anything from this at all, besides potty humor and just old nostalgia. It's just fun. There's no academic or educational purpose to this film at all. There's nothing there. It's just fun. And that's kind of the point. It's fun. It's a mid-90s with all its cliche-ness, fun nostalgia film for the adults, maybe fun for the younger kids, and something for older teens to roll their eyes at, which is always kind of funny. And there's nothing to deter you from this film. So if you're looking for something like this is great to do. Again, no educational value whatsoever, but just entertainment value. So if you like this review, I have a bunch of Halloween stuff. I'm doing all of Harry Potter right now. It started back in September. I'm doing some Native American stuff in November. I'm doing some non-religious Christmas stuff in December. I've done a bunch of other book reviews, some travel stuff, a little bit of homeschooling stuff, because this is a bit of a secular homeschooling channel, along with a whole bunch of more book reviews, which is the bread and butter of this channel: children's book reviews and children's film reviews. So that is it. So if you like this stuff, like and subscribe. Thank you.